Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. Many of you are doing YouTube videos or maybe planning on doing YouTube videos or podcasts or some other type of media, and you have a crappy mic like this one on this Plantronics headset, which is a cheap one. I'm not busting on all of them, but these cheap ones, and you could hear that the audio doesn't exactly sound that great. If you notice that this is probably the worst audio you've ever heard from one of my videos, at least in the past year. Well, I have a absolutely incredible recommendation to make your audio sound the best here on YouTube, and that is the absolutely awesome Blue Yeti. So stay tuned. So I'm not going to make you suffer with the audio from that headset anymore. So we'll go ahead and try this LabTech microphone. This LabTech microphone is what you would normally find in a computer store or big box store. So this is probably pretty common. Let you take a close look. It also has a button so you can mute. And I just said you can't hear what I'm saying, and you heard all that noise turning the mic, the mute or the mic on and off, how much noise it makes, and I just want you to take note of that. So anyway, this is about the Blue Yeti. So here it comes. That's what it looks like out of the box, and this is where you sort of fold it up for travel. We'll go ahead and deploy the mic, and you can see it. This is pretty big, and I'm going to go ahead and bring it up so you can see it. And you can see in the front there you have a couple of controls. Here you have a mute button, and here you have a volume button. Now, why would a mic have a volume? Well, down here you have a 3.5-inch plug for a headset, so you can live monitor. I mean, you hear it right when you're talking with no delay. So it has a live monitor, and you can control the volume with this volume control. And again, you have the mute. Let's look behind. You have a couple of controls there. The top one is the gain control, so you go ahead and up the gain on the mic. You don't want to really bring this up too far because you'll really degrade the quality of the sound. So you really want to keep it, all the way down up to no more than half, trust me. And below that, which is one of the most extraordinary features about this mic, is the pattern. And you can see there's 4 patterns back here for this microphone, because this microphone is not a single microphone. There's actually 3 capsules inside here, 3 microphones inside underneath this. And let me see, where's the box? It looks like that underneath that mesh there, if you could see it. My hands are shaking today, sorry, but you can see there's 3 microphones in there. I think they call them condenser capsules. So they are condenser microphones, but they're 3. So anyway, let's talk about these different patterns that we're capable of setting it in. Now, the first one, let me see. The first one they're showing is stereo. So you can see all the way here, that's a stereo. And what that does is it sort of gives you a stereo. So if you move to this side of the mic, you'll hear it on the right. You move on to this side of the mic, you'll hear left. So it's good for musicians if you got a guitarist here, a singer there, or something like that. Then the next one, and I'm sort of going from left to right here, is omnidirectional. And what that allows you to do is to, like if you have a conference room full of people, it allows you to hear all around the mic equally. Next setting is, and I want to say this right, but my English is always so bad, Cardioid. And what that does is it only picks up the sound from in front of the microphone. And this is great for YouTube videos or podcasting where it's just you talking. And then if you have noise in the background, like a noisy computer, which I have right here, it will, block that out. And then the last setting is, which is all the way on this other side here, is where it's just the front and the back. So if, let's say, you're doing an interview, I would be sitting here, another person would be over here, and it would just be back and forth, front and back. So really that's all the features up. I'm missing a couple of points here. Let's go back to the bottom. You can see there's a big hole there. That's where you could put this on a mic stand. It's threaded, ready to go to put on a mic stand. And then it also has a mini USB. Now that's not a micro USB jack, which is the most common these days with cell phones and stuff. It's a mini. It's slightly bigger. So you don't come across those as often, even though they're still widely available in any computer store, big box store, in the cable section of the computer section, you can find some. So that's all your features here.
I know, we're 6 minutes in the video and you haven't even heard the sound of this thing yet, but we're almost there. We'll go ahead and hook this up. By the way, this thing weighs almost 3 pounds. It's like an award. It's heavy. This, it's metal. It's probably an aluminum base, but it has something in there that's making it just extraordinarily heavy. But we'll go ahead and get this plugged in. By the way, now you're hearing the audio using the microphone that is in my webcam. Yes, I'm pointing at you. This is a C910 webcam. That's was the top of the line. I think now they got a C920, and it has stereo microphones in it, so it sounds pretty good. However, I'm kind of far away from it because I know you don't want to see up my nose, so it's kind of far away. So let's go ahead and plug this in. Now, this base does make for some nice cable management. You just sort of slide that in there, and we take our mini USB cable and we plug it in.
Finally, the moment you've been waiting for, at least for 6 minutes, the smooth, rich, luxurious sound of the Blue Yeti. And it really has that rich sound when you're close. When you back away, it's more of a normal sound, but still superior to anything else that you have heard. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take us through all the patterns so you can see how that impacts the recording ability of this microphone. So what we'll do is put this into stereo. Now it takes a second for it to kick in, as you just heard, and I should be in your right ear, and we'll move over and you should hear me in your left ear. This is ideal for recording music. You might have a band, and you could have your singer on your right side, your guitarist on the left side, maybe drums sort of centered, and it gives that music that stereo depth. Moving in stereo. Remember that old Doors song? Anyway, next we'll go ahead and put this into Omni. Now the sound should be even all the way around the microphone. No different. And this is ideal for maybe using telephony software such as Skype or maybe Google Talk or something like that, where you have a room full of people and doing a conference call and everyone could be heard all the way around the microphone. Next, we're going to put this in Cardioid. Now what Cardioid does is it only makes the front of the microphone sensitive, and the rest of it sort of cuts out. And you could hear how when I move away from the front and go to the sides and then come back to the center, and you could hear how it just cuts out. And this is great for YouTube, for podcasts, and things that we're doing. You could have a noisy computer like I do right over here, and you shouldn't be hearing all that fan noise. It probably doesn't cut it entirely out, but it does a very good job. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this into Bi-Directional. Now, bi-directional is ideal for, let's say, doing an interview. Like, okay, let's say you're doing a podcast or a YouTube video and you have a guest. You would put that guest on the other side of the microphone here, and you would only pick it up. It would only pick up, sound from the front and the back. So I'm going to go ahead and move around. You're going to hear it sort of fade away, and then I'm going to come back in the back. Pretty neat, huh? So that's all your patterns. This switch is very stiff, but you don't normally move that around too much during a video. This would be the exception because I'm showing off all these features. Now this top knob right here, that's the gain. So you could really crank this thing up, as you could hear, but you're going to lose some of that quality. So you don't want to really go too crazy. I found that maybe about a third is the best setting. Somewhere around there, but you might have to crank up the gain if you really get far away from the microphone and you don't want to talk that loud. Then you could go ahead and maybe bring it up a little bit. But here's about normal distance. What I'll probably do a lot of videos with a distance of about this far. So how much does all this good audio goodness cost? Well, you could get it for the unbelievable low price of I wanted you to see how the mute button worked. You can see how it's steady, and when I press it, see how it blinks when it's muted, and then you hit it again, it goes steady. I want you to hear how the sound was when you hit the button, that it's not that noisy also. Okay, I'm done messing with you. You could get this for the unbelievable low price of $149. That's the retail price. If you go to Best Buy, you could get it for the unbelievable low price of $149, because guess what? Best Buy is not the best buy. Unless, of course, you play their game with rebates, coupons, money back, and all that other garbage. But if you do have that, then go ahead and get it there. You can search online. You could probably find it on Amazon for around $120, and sometimes you will find it on sale for as low as the unbelievable low price of $89. You could see why this mic is just so worth it. If you find it for $89, this mic gets a 10 out of 10. If you pay like $149, it gets a 9 out of 10, because the cost of it counts as part of my rating. There's a couple of other little things that I knocked that point off of. These knobs here are plastic. These knobs here are plastic. Would have been nice if they were metal, like the rest of this mic is, which is all metal. There is a pro version of this that samples at a higher rate, and it has an additional plug on the bottom, so you can put professional stereo jacks. I don't know what they're called, but you can put those in there. Also, if you notice that this mount is not shock mounted, so it picks up noise because it's sitting on a hard table. So Blue Yeti does sell a shock mount for this thing, so vibrations don't travel up here. You could also either buy Blue Yeti or another manufacturer get something called a pop filter, because pickles pop in your mouth because the air from your mouth hits the mic and you get that pop sound. So by putting a thin piece of fabric that allows the sound to, but not the air, it gets rid of that pop sound, and that's called a pop filter. You could make your own. You get one of those, I forgot what they call it, crochet or cross stitch rings, and you could put pantyhose in there and stretch it and sort of mount it with a gooseneck and a clamp onto the side here. You can make your own for like $10, and that'll get rid of your pop issue. I got my itchy nose today. Okay, well, again, what I spent for this is worth it, because I provided you the best viewers on YouTube with the best audio that I possibly can, with the best USB mic available. So let me know what you think. If you're planning on doing a podcast in the near future, or if you're going to stand up your own YouTube channel and you got the money and you want the best audio out there, this is what you're looking for. The Blue Yeti. You should get it while you can. All right. Well, again, I appreciate every friend, viewer, and subscriber. I really appreciate you coming back to the Gear Obsession channel. And I also hope that you have a great weekend. See ya.